Hi, it's Tziporah, and I'm talking with you today about perfectionism and BPD or CPTSD and how this trait does come about when we suffer from these things. So perfectionism can come from many different things, often combinations of things. So abandonment or rejection would be huge for this. So basically, if a child is abandoned physically, emotionally, and if they're rejected and their emotions or achievements are rejected by their parents, it will cause perfectionism because you're always feeling like you have to do better, do more in order to receive that connection. Invalidation of our emotions or our achievements or anything that we bring to our parents can definitely cause perfectionism. If we're being invalidated and made to feel that we aren't good enough, it's going to push us to try to be perfect, to receive that validation. Being dismissed or not acknowledged when we are presenting our achievements, our likes, our interests to our parents can definitely cause perfectionism. So if anything that we bring to them or share with them is dismissed, it's going to make us feel inferior and that we have to do better and be more perfect. Criticizing a child can make them feel inferior and that they need to be perfect in order to receive that proper support. So if a parent is criticizing their child, it's going to affect them greatly. And also if the parent is criticizing other people, themselves, the environment, it's going to send the message also that if you're not perfect, you're next on this list of being criticized. And even more so, if the child is around and can hear the parents talking and the parents are discussing the child in a critical way, it's going to absorb that message and feel imperfect and feel like it needs to do better and more and be perfect in order to not have this critique coming at it either directly or about them. The impossible to please parent. So if a parent's praising the achievement and not the child, then that is going to cause an issue. But also if the parent's never able to be pleased. So basically if it's always going to be, okay, you got 95%, why couldn't you get 100? Okay, so your sister did this better than you. These kind of things are going to affect the child. And even if it's in a positive note, like if the child does really well with something and the parent says, oh, I know you could do better than that, that still gives the message like it wasn't good enough. Performance-based love. When a child receives a message that the love is conditional on performance, on achievements, on doing things and not being who they are, it's going to cause perfectionism and affect them greatly throughout their lives. What can perfectionism look like as we age and go through life? It can be a sensitivity to criticism and a sensitivity to perceiving criticism. And it can make hearing any feedback in general very difficult and even create a defensiveness or an anger or some sort of lashing out at hearing any critique or feedback, whether it be helpful or not. In regards to the sensitivity to criticism, perceived criticism, or feedback in general, it can trigger a shame response, and that's what can make the anger or even blame come out, because it can put us back into the position of being that child that was overly criticized and have that pain, that emotional pain that we experienced when we received this from our parents. It can come out in future situations when we hear feedback. Self-deprecation and insecurity can be part of perfectionism. So this can create a almost desperation or neediness, and it can also contribute to people-pleasing. Overall anxiety. So it can cause an overwhelming feeling through even the simplest tasks. It can cause anxiety and add anxiety to situations, including social anxiety, because there's always that pressure to not mess up or to be perfect in others' eyes. Perfectionism creates a risk for being a target for abuse, and especially narcissistic abuse, because narcissists basically are all about performance and earning their attention. Everyone deserves love and attention, and they shouldn't have to perform in order to receive it. Regardless of our results, we deserve acknowledgement, support, and encouragement in our efforts. When we don't receive this support and encouragement and unconditional love as a child, it can cause some very detrimental perfectionism traits as we get older and in our adulthood. So if you'd like to reach out and need any help with this, please feel free to do so, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.